Hi everyone, welcome back to Talky. I'm Jennifer, and I'm here again with Kate. Last time we talked about defining relative clauses, and today we're going to dive into non-defining relative clauses. But before we start, if you haven't watched our first video on defining relative clauses, make sure to click the link above and check it out. It's important to understand that lesson before moving on to this one.
Hi everyone. It's great to be back. Non-defining relative clauses are just as important, so let's get started.
So what exactly are non-defining relative clauses? Well, these are parts of a sentence that add extra, non-essential information about a noun. The key difference from defining relative clauses is that the sentence would still make sense even if the clause were removed.
That's right, Jennifer. These clauses are like little extra pieces of information that you can add to a sentence to give more details, but they aren't necessary to understand the main point.
One thing to remember about non-defining relative clauses is that they're always separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. Let's look at some examples to make this clear. My brother, who lives in New York, is coming to visit. In this sentence, who lives in New York is the non-defining relative clause. It gives us extra information about my brother, but even without it, the sentence, my brother is coming to visit would still make sense.
Exactly. Here's another example. The Eiffel Tower, which is located in Paris, is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. The clause, which is located in Paris, gives extra information about the Eiffel Tower, but if we remove it, the sentence still makes sense. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world.
Non-defining relative clauses can also be used with people, places, and things. Let's look at a few more examples to cover each type. My friend Sarah, who I've known for years, just got a new job. Here, who I've known for years, is the non-defining relative clause. It adds extra information about Sarah, but isn't necessary for the main point of the sentence.
That's a great example. Let's do one more with a place. London, where I was born, is a very busy city. In this case, where I was born is the non-defining relative clause. It adds detail about London, but the main point of the sentence is still clear without it.
As you can see, non-defining relative clauses help us add interesting details to our sentences, but they're not essential to the meaning. Remember to use commas to separate these clauses from the rest of your sentence.
And one more thing, since non-defining relative clauses provide extra information, we don't use the relative pronoun that in them. We only use who, which, or where, depending on what we're describing.
Great point, Kate. Non-defining relative clauses can really make your writing more interesting and descriptive. Let's quickly review the main differences between defining and non-defining relative clauses. To sum up, defining relative clauses are essential and don't use commas, while non-defining relative clauses add extra information and are separated by commas.
And remember, you can't replace who, which, or where with that in non-defining relative clauses.
We hope this lesson on non-defining relative clauses has been helpful. Start using them in your sentences to make your English more descriptive.
And don't forget to practice by writing your own sentences. Feel free to share them in the comments below. We'd love to see what you come up with.
If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Talky.